It is time once again for Good Day Straight Talk. Antoine Lewis reporting. Here's what we're working on today. The gift of life, a personal look at kidney disease, and a husband and wife's life-changing moment. Then a little bit later, music in the military. The group is helping soldiers tell their personal stories through songwriting. But first, you're about to meet a young woman overcoming some pretty incredible odds. Now, when she was a baby, doctors thought she'd be in a wheelchair her entire life. But wait until you see her now. Liz Dahlem has more.
The first time I heard that joke.
Julia Giamona is a fighter.
I have cerebral palsy, and it's quadriplegic, so it affects both my hands and my legs.
But that doesn't stop her.
You're good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, do that 5 times.
I do it myself. Everything that is done by, I guess you could say, like the norm, I just conform it to my way and, make it work for me.
Julia has been carving her own path since she was a little girl.
I was about 6 months of age. She wasn't doing what most children would do at 6 months with her motor skills.
That was when Julia's parents brought her to see physical therapist Dr. Zaghloul Ahmed.
She had a severe spasticity, meaning her muscles were very stiff and also weak. At that time, she couldn't crawl. She had a great problem just to move from one place to the next.
When I was younger, doctors told me that I would never be able to walk. I'd just be wheelchair bound for the rest of my life, and basically not to be hopeful.
But Julia and her parents didn't give up hope and traveled to Poland for extensive therapy.
It's a 6-day-a-week program for 4 weeks, and you're going from about 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And, it's tiring on the children, but it got Julia from being wheelchair bound to being able to walk with crutches.
All right. Can you lift your arm like this?
Julia still works hard. She meets with Dr. Ahmed multiple times a week, hoping to strengthen her muscles. But behind the struggle and the smile, there are times when this 21-year-old wonders about her future.
Lots of people want to find somebody, get married, have a family. And I think that maybe with my disability and my situation, that may not happen. I mean, it could, but I don't want to say, oh, yeah, it definitely will, when I truly feel like inside that maybe it won't, you know what I mean? So I feel like if I didn't have my situation, so much of my life would be different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you do such a good job. You really do. And I feel like if that's what you want, you'll get it. Right?
Anytime I put my mind to something, I make sure I get it.
Yeah. Julia is a senior at St. Francis College and will graduate in May with a degree in communications. This past summer, she interned here at Fox 5. Now she has her own dreams of getting in front of the camera.
It's made me feel a lot more confident in myself and believing that the career of being a reporter on TV can actually happen.
Julia is busy reporting for her college TV station, and just as she said, when she puts her mind to something, she gets it.
Anybody who knows Julia, they just knew someday she's going someplace. She's going somewhere, and we're very happy about that.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years, Julia?
In 10 years, I see myself doing what I love, and that's, being on TV and reporting. I also want to be an inspiration to, everybody around me, no matter what it is that they're going through, and also show that dreams do come true. My dreams came true, so can yours, and you shouldn't let anything hold you back.
I'm Julia Giamona reporting for SFC TV.
United Cerebral Palsy is dedicated to advancing independence for people with disabilities. And to tell us more about it, Linda Law is the Chief Operating Officer for UCP New York City, and Krista Rivera, who's now living independently. Before we talk about the organization, just a further footnote on Julia. She was our intern here, as Liz mentioned in her piece. And that spirit that you saw in that story, in Liz's story, she absolutely was that. At one point we were talking that, she actually started bossing us around. So communications would be great for her. She's like, get upstairs. That's why she was our intern here. But no, when you see stories like that, Linda, just how does it hit you?
Well, we see stories like that every day. We have, from babies who come to us and they're in our preschool, and when they graduate, they're walking, they're talking, and they're going to be successful in life. We have adults who are in employment programs. They move out of their homes, they get their own apartments, they're working, they're productive, and you just know they're going to be very successful. They do have relationships. We have people who get married, have children, and you know that their lives are going to be just fine.
We're talking about how you were advancing and fostering independence. Let's bring Crystal in on the conversation. Crystal, tell us, where are you from, dear?
I'm from the Bronx.
All right, Boogie Down, very
Yes,
nice.
yes.
You and Julia in her story was talking about, she wants to be, a wife possibly, and to have that sort of life. Is that something that you can relate to yourself?
Yeah, that's something all of us want. Just like everyone else, we want to be a member of society, just like everyone else. So yeah, that's a dream of mine, but not a main focus. I'm focused on other things at this time, rather than having a family. That will come when God says it's going to come. So it'll come, just not at this moment.
You're living independently.
Yes.
Tell us about the transition that for you. Was for you.
The transition was amazing. I took the time from when I was living in an IRA to take the time to train and be more independent, and actually looked for advice from the staff so that I, can be successful in living on my own.
You're a girl from New York. Getting an apartment in New York can be intimidating. It is not a jump into process. How long did you debate, and when did you decide?
The process wasn't that long. It was maybe a year. We were looking at different apartments in the Bronx, and I settled something that was closer to my family so that they can come visit and see my transition as well. So I chose a place that was close to them.
Now, was your family supportive? I mean, maybe I'd be one of those parents that's a little too protective, Linda.
Not in the beginning. They were. It took a while for them to see my dream, but now they are, and they're so happy that I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm growing and excelling. So they're pretty excited.
Well, I'm excited for you, but
Thank you.
I'd be that type of dad who'd be like, no, Crystal, I know you're 65 years old, but you're still staying in this house. Linda.
That is an issue.
Yeah, I was about to ask you. Do you run into that?
Individuals are far more willing to take that risk than the parents are. Parents are like, I don't know, they've never been on their own.
Let's talk a little bit more about the work that you do. It's more than just fostering independence. It's also raising awareness.
Absolutely. UCP is a large agency in New York City, and we work with people of all ages. We run preschools, school-age programs, adult day programs, residences, supported employment programs, and all of it is geared to have each person reach their individual potential. We heavily depend on technology. We are very much involved in providing assistive technology not only to individuals with disabilities, but anybody in the metropolitan area who needs it. We have technology resource centers throughout the city, from low-tech to high-tech, computerized devices to something as simple as adapted cups and spoons that can be useful to seniors, veterans, and individuals of any age or any disability, if it will help further their independence.
Let's talk about some of the upcoming things that you've got going on. Just tell us some of the events in case someone wants to help out. Or
on May 9th, we have our Women Who Care luncheon. It's our 15th anniversary. We've been having this luncheon every year, and it's to recognize women in the country who have really promoted any not-for-profit endeavor. And certainly for us, we recognize all of the different needs there are, and there are so many wonderful people to recognize.
Any other events, any other
Yes,
fundraising?
on June 26th, we have our Hope and Possibilities race in Central Park, and it's people of all types of abilities come together and run a 4-mile race in Central Park. And we welcome people to come out, support us, join us. It's a great event, and people have lots of fun.
What's the website before we go?
UCPofNYC.org.
And Crystal, before you say goodbye to us, anyone who's watching right now who may be afraid to show or exert the independence to which you're displaying, what do you want them to know?
Just follow your dreams and find people that are going to be supportive to what you want to do. It's going to be hard. It's not easy, but just keep up. Just keep at it and don't give up. That's what's important. Never give up. Just keep going and follow your dreams.
Bronx girl through and through. Look at you. All right, so look, when you get married, invite us to the wedding, you know. You let us know.
We'll see.
All right. Nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, everyone.